I'm Bennett Sullivan. I'm the co-founder of Tunefox, and I'm here to share with you a little tutorial for little Maggie. I know I said little twice. Little tutorial for a tiny tutorial for little Maggie, if you will. And you'll see my screen right here. And this is the guitar list. This is my admin panel, so you'll see there's a lot of unpublished things here. But we're going to go straight into the advanced version of Little Maggie. And the thing that I like to do, or my favorite thing to do when I first open up a Tunefox tab, is listen to it. And a lot of times I'll listen to it while I'm playing along with the chords. But I'm also noticing that the playback speed is a little bit too high for what I want to do right now. So I'm going to bring it down to 80 so I can really focus on the notes that are being played. All right. So let's see if that's a good tempo. Okay, cool. That's a good tempo. So now I'm going to get ready to play with this. And if you want to play along, this is in the key of G. All right, so here we go. Actually, I'm going to make this tab a little bit smaller. All right, here we go. Okay, instead of playing it looped, let's just play it once. I'm going to go back to the top, and I'm going to add in the band. I noticed the band wasn't playing. So the metronome is on, band is on, apply changes. Okay, I'll make sure I'm in tune too. All right. Hey, Emily. Hey, James. And hey, Jordan. How are y'all doing? Okay, so let's play through it one more time, and this has the backing track with it. Cool. So that felt good. I'm noticing that the backing track may have been a little bit too hot. So let's turn that down. And then I'm going to slow it down a little bit and just kind of read through this tab. Up. Assuming that's the next note. Yeah. Okay, so that's a good enough amount of the song for me to check out just individually without going on to the rest of it. So I'm going to see if I can play along with this a little bit slower than this. So I'll turn it down to 60 beats per minute if I can get it there. And then I'm going to start it from the top and see if I can play along. So let's have that loop. I mess that transition up every single time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop this measure 3 and measure 4. And I'm going to start it right here. It's that. So make sure right here that you note this this slur right here. So this is a hammer-on. And you're going to be playing a downstroke. So downstroke, and then another downstroke. Because this is a hammer-on, you know, if you weren't doing the hammer-on here, it would be an upstroke. So it would be down, up, down. But since you are doing the hammer-on, you're going to come in for this note, come in on this note with a downstroke. That's such a great phrase, too. I'm going to give props to Jordan on this because Jordan was the arranger for this tune. So nice job, Jordan, on this, if you're still here. Okay, so you got these two measures, and really what I want to get down before I go into any of the rest of the song is I want to get this down and committed to memory. Because once I do that, then I'll have, you know, that foundation of knowing this beginning melody to move on to the next part, which should be very similar, but maybe there's a little bit of variation that Jordan put in there. I can't remember from listening to it before. So I'm going to isolate the first two measures now since I feel like I got that transition. And I'm just going to try to get it down under my fingers enough so I can memorize it. So I got to make sure I get the downstrokes right on that, or the upstrokes really. That's such a cool little kickoff right there. So it's the same thing as before. You're doing an upstroke here, and then you're doing an upstroke here. So you want to make sure that you you don't mess those up. I mean, if you mess them up and you play them in time still, then it's all good. But these are important to note so you can play with the best technique possible. So bum, 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 bum. And that, I just messed that up too. So that also is a downstroke. So you're doing the same thing here, downstroke and then downstroke. Another thing right here, more pull-offs, downstroke, downstroke. Oh, sorry, upstroke, upstroke. Ah. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to loop this. Okay, that's coming fairly quickly. And if you're playing along or if you're listening along, try to not look up the tab. If you don't have your instrument with you, try this with singing. But if you have your instrument and you've been looking at the tab, there always comes to a point where you need to get off the tab. And this is where using your voice really comes into play. But also just looking away and trying to play at least one of the measures without the tab. You can play... you can try it with both measures at first, but usually I just try it with one measure to see if I can play that correctly, and then I'll move on to the next measure. So let's just try that. I'm gonna not look at the second measure. I'm gonna look at the first measure. Okay. One more time. Okay, so I feel like I got that down. Let's add this next measure. So repetition is the name of the game here. You want to repeat this as much as you can to get it under your fingers and in your ears. And in your ears is possibly the most important part. So you might hear me singing a lot while I'm doing this, and that's just because I want to get it not just muscle memory memorized, but also ear memorized. So I'm going to try not looking at the tab. Okay, so let's try this whole thing, not looking at the tab. Yeah. Okay. I got that far. Now we get on to the bane of my little Maggie experience thus far. So if you're still joining me, just post a question if you have it. You feel free to just post those anytime. I'm checking the Facebook Live here and there, but I'm just going to keep on chugging along with this solo for Little Maggie. So we've got... That sounds like this. Cool. Jordan, I'm trying to be respectful to all of your slurs in here because this is definitely a challenge for me. I don't usually put this many slurs into my playing when playing guitar. I do a lot of picking, so it's good to check this out and hear someone else's interpretation of this. So let's just try these four measures. I'm going to start from the top again, push the space bar. Nice. I'm feeling good about that. So, and I didn't look at the tab. I know you can't see me right now, but I'm not looking at the tab. And let's move on to the next measure, or a couple measures. Why not? Let's listen to this real quick. So instead of just going into playing it, let's just listen. Okay, so I'm just going to note that this measure right here, this sixth measure, and the second measure are the same. I heard that, and also by looking at the tab, you can tell that they're the same. So that's cool. I mean, I already know this measure, so all I have to focus on is learning this. Oh. Okay, there's a lot of those slur nuances in there that I'm not used to, but I'm going to try and play it as close to the tab as possible. Cool. I mean, it's just a G run, but you know, I'm trying to play it as close to the tab. Ah. Let's see what he does here in this next measure. I'm just eager to get to the next part of the song. Whatever, let's just play the rest of it. cool. Nice. So this part is pretty much all the same. You got these two measures right here, 6 and 7, that are exactly the same as 2 and 3 up here. And I know they're grayed out right now. But 8 and 9 are a little bit different. 9 is just a different type of G run than before. This is more kind of major pentatonic, and this is more blues scale. And then 8 is just a different lick. You'll notice that these last 4 notes are the same as, where are they? 4, measure 4. So you've still got that phrase at the end. So, oh, that's cool. So let's play this entire section. I'm going to put the playback on, and we're just going to loop it. Cool. All right, let's not look at the tab. Ah. Okay, do I feel ready to play through the entire song without looking at it? Maybe. I'll play it with the recording. But we'll see how that goes. So let's select these measures so the whole song is selected. I'm going to bring it back to the top. I'm going to turn up the volume a little bit and turn down the band. Turn up the guitar. Here we go. Okay. Let's see how this goes. So let me see if I can do this without looking at a tab or playing with the recording. All right. Shoot. Shoot. That was more or less it. I feel like I could play with this a little bit more and practice with the backing tracks without the guitar turned on, and also messing around with kind of these playback settings, like like hiding notes would be good. Memory train would be really good because I'm still trying to get under my fingers. So if I turn on memory train, each time the song goes around, more of the notes are going to be hidden. So you're relying less on the tab. When you have the tab out in front of you, it's so easy to just look at it. So you got to force yourself to not look at it. And we're working on some really new features coming up that are going to help you out with training your ears a little bit more using Tunefox. But what I want to try out right now, instead of continuing to practice this, because I think it is good to practice this, but I want to get into a little bit of using the lick switcher here, so to show you some of the variations that you can create. And I haven't checked out this song since Jordan posted it, so I don't even know what these licks are going to look like. And I have actually been learning this right now with you guys, or if you're watching the recording, then you'll be learning this after this live video. And Jordan had a comment, also using the app on your phone with Slowdowner and Looper can help you memorize the sound and the measures even when your instrument isn't around. That's a super good point. When you don't have your instrument around, or when you do have your instrument around, you can close your eyes and try to just listen to the song and listen to the sound of those melody notes being played with the backing tracks. And that'll give you a good head start when you start to learn this stuff by ear. And of course, if you do want to learn this stuff by ear, you can hide the notes, and the notes in the tab are hidden. So, or not all of them, but some of them are hidden, so you can actually kind of partially learn this song by ear. And we do have a new feature we're rolling out where you can actually select if you want to have just a few notes hidden, a medium number of notes, or if you want to have all of them hidden. But that's coming out in the next couple weeks. So let's turn off memory train. Let's turn off hide notes, and let's shuffle the licks. I'm going to click this twice. Click it a few times. So check this out. I'm just going to select these measures. You can see the lick switcher is right here. You can select bluesy or bluegrass if you want, but I am just going to select bluegrass because that's what the lick shuffler got me sorted with. So here we go. Just going to listen from the top. So, do you remember what we played before? Now, this is a little bit different. Cool. Let's see if we can memorize this. So, I'm going to isolate this measure. Okay. So, in the context of the tune, let's practice that. And then oh, and Jordan actually just messaged me, and one of our other content creators, Andra, who lives in the Czech Republic, actually did Little Maggie. I was mistaken about that. We have a bunch of amazing musicians making the content for us on Tunefox for guitar, mandolin, and banjo. And Jordan Ream, I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly, out of Kentucky, is making a lot of the banjo content for us and has contributed some of the guitar stuff as well. And then Andra, I'm going to butcher his last name, so I'm not even going to say it, but Andra, who's an amazing guitar player and mandolin player out of the Czech Republic, is making the guitar and mandolin stuff for us. And Mike Robinson, a guitar player who plays with the Jeff Austin Band, has also made some guitar stuff, and then I have done some banjo stuff. But there's going to be some information about them and kind of their playing, and just kind of a shout out to them. We're going to put that on our page soon, so you can actually see and hear about who's actually making these great arrangements on Tunefox. So anyways, Andra did this version, and probably next time we'll feature one of Jordan's arrangements. So we got this bluegrass lick. I want to hear what the bluesy one sounds like, just to see. So I'm going to isolate this measure actually. Whoops. Okay, that's way better, I think, than the bluegrass one. That's cool. Sweet. That's awesome. Let's move on to the next lick here. Select all. That's cool. But I want to check out the bluesy one. Yeah, that's sweet. So, you know, that's a type of G run that's similar to this. And if you wanna check out all of the licks and you want to hear them played, you can just push the spacebar when you have the lick switcher selected. Cool. And so there's a chromatic lick here. Okay, sweet. So check out this arrangement that was just made using shuffle licks. So you'll see that I actually pushed reset here, and I reset to the original melody. And that's just to give you some context and let you hear what we actually learned before, and then you can switch the licks back to what they were. So bluesy, I think this was bluegrass, and then we had the red one, chromatic. That's a sweet one. And then here we had another bluesy one. So let me select it. Bluesy, what was it? That was it. No. What was it? Bluesy number 2. Yeah, bluesy number 2. Cool. So I'm going to end it here, but there will be a blog post so you can check it out and learn it. And thanks so much for joining me for this. It was super fun to go through the app and learn this arrangement and check out someone else's interpretation of this melody. So yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you next week for another Facebook Live.